You ever look at history and think, how did anyone survive this long without accidentally setting themselves on fire with their own stupidity? Yeah, same. Welcome to the wonderful world of the past, where people ate mercury on purpose, thought demons lived in their armpits, and had medical treatments that sounded more like medieval torture fantasies than anything you'd willingly do to your body. So today, let's take a cheerful, slightly horrified stroll through 8 ancient habits that would absolutely get you sued, canceled, or committed if you tried them now. 1. Bloodletting, the original detox that just made you worse. Ah yes, bloodletting. The ancient practice of, hey, what if we fixed your cold by stabbing you and draining your life juice? Got a fever? Bleed. Headache? Bleed. Broken heart? Bleed. Pregnant? Why not bleed? Doctors back then really thought your body was just 4 types of goo sloshing around like a medieval smoothie. And if you were sick, it meant your goo was out of whack. Naturally, the only logical solution was to poke you with something sharp and hope for the best. Imagine going to your doctor today and they say, "You've got anxiety. We're going to drain a liter of blood and hope it calms the voices." That's not medicine. That's a crime scene. 2. Eating mummy powder. The original multivitamin for the cursed and confused. Let's talk about peak insanity. Eating actual ground-up mummies. Yes, real mummies. Dead people. Human jerky. Back in the 16th and 17th centuries, Europeans believed that mummies had magical healing powers, so naturally they thought, let's snort this like ancient Advil. Rich people literally paid good money to consume corpse dust, believing it cured everything from headaches to broken bones to existential dread, probably. So next time someone flexes their $80 collagen supplement on Instagram, just remember, in the 1600s, they'd be raw-dogging ancient Egyptian corpses like it was a superfood. Honestly, if you tried this today, you'd be in prison faster than you can say, cannibalism isn't wellness. 3. Infant tooth removal, because babies clearly don't need chewing power. In certain parts of East Africa and other regions, people used to believe that if a baby had diarrhea or fever, it was because of tooth worms. So the obvious solution? Yank those baby teeth right out, preferably with something sterile like, oh, I don't know, a rusty spoon. These weren't even teeth you could see. We're talking about ripping out developing tooth buds from an infant's gums, all while the baby screamed like a tiny banshee. It was somehow considered healing, as in, we cured your baby's fever by giving them lifelong dental trauma and possible infection. Today, that's not medicine. That's child abuse with extra steps, and also a dental malpractice lawsuit waiting to happen. 4. Using crocodile poop as birth control when nature says, please don't. Ancient Egyptians were innovators. They gave us papyrus, math, eyeliner sharp enough to cut a man. But they also gave us the world's worst contraceptive, crocodile poop paste. Women would literally stuff crocodile dung into their, sacred entrance because someone told them it would prevent pregnancy. I don't know what's more shocking, that someone thought this was a good idea, or that crocodiles had to be involved. Like, where were they collecting this poop? Did someone have a pet croc just for birth control duty? Imagine pitching this on TikTok today. Natural fertility hack, just scoop, stuff, and pray to raw. You'd go viral, all right? Straight to jail. 5th, trepanation. The DIY brain surgery no one asked for. Feeling anxious? Got a headache that won't go away? In ancient times, the solution was simple. Drill a hole in your skull and let the demons out. Trepanation was performed without anesthesia, with tools that looked like they belonged in a horror movie, and by people who probably couldn't spell brain, let alone operate on one. The real kicker? Some people survive this. There are actual skulls with clean-edged holes and signs of healing, which means someone did this more than once and thought, yeah, this feels better. Let's keep it going. Today, if you started boring into your own head with a hand-crank drill, you wouldn't end up with enlightenment. You'd end up in a psych ward with 3 doctors arguing over what kind of delusion you have. 6th, lead makeup. The beauty trend that literally killed people. Let's go back to 18th century Europe, when pale skin was everything. The paler you looked, the richer you seemed, because it meant you weren't working in the sun like some peasant. So naturally, people started using lead-based face powder to achieve that ghostly glow. It was fashionable, fabulous, and fatal. Symptoms included skin corrosion, hair loss, neurological damage, and, surprise, death. This was less get the look and more slow-motion poisoning yourself to impress a guy named Charles who bathes once a year. These days, if a beauty brand even whispers the word lead, they're getting dragged on social media, sued by 12 different moms, and banned in 14 countries. 7. Drinking your own pee, the hydration myth from hell. Welcome to urine therapy. Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. Ancient Romans, Chinese herbalists, and even Victorians were chugging their own pee like it was kombucha with a vengeance. Some even washed their face with it. Others used it as mouthwash. And let me be clear, this was not desperate survival behavior. This was voluntary. People truly believed their pee had magical health properties, like a golden elixir brewed by the gods of questionable decisions. Fast forward to today, and the only people doing this are fringe health influencers who read one meme too many and think their bladder is a pharmacy. Try that at work, and HR won't even write you up. They'll just escort you out and have your desk exercised. 8. Medicinal tobacco for babies. Because what could possibly go wrong? Believe it or not, there was a time when doctors thought blowing tobacco smoke into someone's rectum was a valid medical treatment. No, this isn't some fever dream. It was actually used for reviving drowning victims, curing hernias, and even soothing colicky babies. Imagine little Timmy crying and instead of a lullaby, you grab your pipe and go, "Don't worry, son, just need to blow some nicotine up your butt. You'll feel better in no time." That's not medical care. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen from a parent, a pediatrician, and possibly the ghost of Hippocrates. These days, tobacco's already illegal in half the places if you look at it wrong, so the idea of using it as baby medicine? Yeah, you'd be on every watch list and probably banned from Google. So, what did we learn? Well, if you ever feel like modern life is weird, influencer brain, AI-generated catgirls, people paying $9 for oat milk. Just remember, at least we don't snort mummies or do brain surgery with a rock anymore. Human history is just a long parade of what the actual hell, with a few nice inventions sprinkled in so we don't all implode. And every generation thinks they've finally figured it out, right before the next one laughs at them on YouTube 100 years later. So enjoy your fluoride toothpaste, your tetanus-free dentist, and the fact that no one's trying to shove crocodile poop where it shouldn't go. Because believe it or not, that's progress. Thanks for watching. Stay weird, stay clean, and maybe keep the poop out of your healthcare plan.